Welcome back to Sports Hub. I'm with the NFL legend Tony Dungy in the building. Tony, I've followed your career. You were impactful as a coach. Life after football. Let's talk about it because you're still involved in the game as an analyst. Tell me about the changes that have happened transitionally in the NFL over the last decade, especially on the offensive side of the football, protecting the quarterback. Defenses typically can't be as aggressive. What's your take on that?
Well, I think we have tried to make the game more exciting, increase the scoring, put more emphasis on the quarterbacks, and we've gotten some young quarterbacks who've come in and done an outstanding job. But I think at the end of the day, it's still sound, fundamental teams that are winning. It's still teams with excellent defenses. It's still teams that hustle and don't make mistakes. And sometimes we can kind of overlook that. We can look at the Chicago Bears and say, oh, Ben Johnson has come in and he's called these great plays and it's exciting. But his teams are physically tough, they're mentally tough, they aren't making mistakes. I look at these two teams that are in the Super Bowl, and it's not high profile, high flying offensive coaches.
Defense.
It's defense and sound fundamentals. So that tells you there's all different kinds of ways to win, but it's having a vision, having your team believe in it, and then building the team around that belief.
Part of your success as a coach was predicated on in-game adjustments, strategizing, kind of fine-tuning things, particularly after a first-half performance going into the second half. Let's talk about the two coaches. They're defensive-minded coaches. Mike Macdonald on one side, former Ravens coordinator. Mike Vrabel, who's 5-3 all-time in the postseason. Who do you give the advantage to from a coaching standpoint? Because they're both outstanding coaches.
Yeah.
But based on what you've seen.
Mike Vrabel was a thinker as a player, and he's been a thinking man as a coach. He's got a philosophy, and he's not going to deviate too much from it. They both are going to adjust when they have to, but I think their big thing is, let's do what we do, be who we are, make the other team adjust to us, and make sure we don't make mistakes. And when they've been in that mode, they've been very, very hard to beat.
Right. You're a man of faith, and I heavily respect that. I'm a man of God myself.
Amen.
Just outside of football, let's talk about your relationship and that capacity and how it's enabled you to get through some tough times, some adversity and things of that nature, and maybe how that can resonate with some of the people watching the show. Any message for those that are out there?
Well, I think faith and how you live your life is the most important thing. We're talking about this Super Bowl, and I've been around both teams, and I can tell you this. One thing that people don't know, one of the first hires that Mike Vrabel made in New England, he brought his chaplain, James Mitchell, from the Tennessee Titans with him.
Wow.
And he put James Mitchell's office at the front door. So when you come in the New England Patriots offices, the first door you have to pass is the chaplain. That's how important that part of it is to Mike Vrabel. Mike Macdonald has done the same thing. I've been at their chapel service, and they've had 30, 35 players in there because Coach Macdonald wants those guys to know it's not just football, it's not just winning, it is your life that's important. And I would say that to anybody. When I got to the Pittsburgh Steelers as a rookie player, I was 21 years old, and Coach Noel, our coach, they had won 2 Super Bowls when I got there.
Right.
But he said, don't make football your whole life. If you make football your whole life, you're going to be very disappointed. You've got to find out a way to get satisfaction outside of those 4 lines, and that comes from the Lord.
Right. Outstanding point. Final question. The NFL has maneuvered to 17 games now. I remember way back when it was 14 games, then it went to 16. Now we've got an extra game each year. There's an additional team that can compete in the wild card round. What are your thoughts on that transitional evolution? And do you think it benefits, or is it more detrimental in terms of injury?
I love the exposure, and I know we want to get football to our whole country, but I am a believer that one of the things that's great about National Football League is every game is important. So I like 14, 15, 16 games. I don't want to get to 20 or 25 games.
That's too much.
Where, we're into the end of the year and one team's ahead and these games don't matter. People like to watch because, man, I get excited about this game, and then next week that's going to be an important game. So I don't want to see us dilute it and lose too much. I don't want to see us get into competitive disadvantage because we have to play on Thursday night now and we got to play overseas and all those things. That's great, but let's keep the competitive nature together and not dilute them.
Right. We've got Tony Dungy in the building. You're watching Sports Hop Media. Keep it locked.